And what's that mean? Decision maker. You got to find out who that decision maker is, right? That's what matters. You got to find out who that person is. Otherwise, you're going to fight like crazy. You're going to vibe it out. You're going to whatever. Second place. Okay? So we make the jokes. We do it. What am I trying to get across to you guys? Pros market, guys. Second place doesn't get anything. Most powerful question I think we use in anything. It's my favorite question that we teach of anything we do. And it can be applied to anything. It can be applied to a listing. It can be applied to a buyer. It can be applied to just about anything. But I think you guys would agree that when you meet with a potential real estate client, many times they have a different expectation than you do. Right? When you go to a listing, you're thinking, I need to go in and get this listing before I leave here. Otherwise, my chances go up or down of getting this listing. Down, right? But they're thinking, let me talk to 3 or 4 people, and I'll make a decision in the coming weeks. That is not my expectation. So how do I change the expectation? Well, like most things, I ask a better question, okay? And so the way that I'm going to change their expectation to what my expectation is, I'm going to ask them a better question. And guys, just keep in mind, like I say every time I do this, I'm going to give you guys a little thing at the end, an email. I'm going to send you guys everything I talk about for free. Any dialogues I use, I'm going to send you even more too. I'll send you training things on how to get listings. I'll send you all sorts of stuff. So don't feel like you need to be writing this stuff down, okay? But at some point when I'm done doing Stevie Wonder, walk around the house, I'm going to sit down at that table, and I got to change the expectation. So how do I do that? I do that by a better question. I'm going to sit down, I'm going to say, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, on a scale of 1 to 10, what are 2 or 3 things that need to be a 10 in order for you to feel comfortable making the right decision to hire me before I leave here today? Now, a couple of things with that. Am I struggling? No. I'm a pro, right? That's it. I know it's here. I've done it so many times I don't even know how to get it wrong. I don't even know how to get it wrong. I don't think about it before. So many times, I'm a pro. You got to be a pro. We're in a market now where I can come here last year and say this and then walk in this year and you can be like, oh, I still haven't learned it. Awesome. If you're doing that next year, you're losing. You're losing at that point. Second place doesn't get anything. You have to be a pro. Everything we do is a demonstration to them of what they can expect when they make the right decision to move forward with us. So when we walk into that house and they had no intention of signing with us, but by the time we leave, they sign with us, they're like, that's who I need negotiating my home. Yeah. Like that's a little different than what I've dealt with. Every other person that comes in and just goes, what do you want to sell it for? Just tell me. You know, like it's just, like it matters. Yeah, like, but now that question on a scale of 1 to 10, what are 2 or 3 things that are need to be 10 or if you do compliment, right? So in Harvard, like when I say that, there's a couple things that happen. But I've had people many times, and if you've heard this before, don't speak up, but like I've had people before that are like, well, they won't answer that question. Okay? Now guys, that's called debate 101, is that you ask people questions and they answer. And the problem is, and the thing is that people always answer questions. Go watch when these presidential debates come out. The ones that look bad are going to be the ones that are cornered with questions they don't want to answer, but they have to answer because they're going to look like they're avoiding the question. Now they're answering questions about things that have nothing to do with them, and they're just like, and now they look like, you know? It's like, so what is your relationship, and how do you feel about the KKK? And they're like answering a question, and now the only soundbite is them talking about, and it's like, well, why are they so connected to that? Why are they? It's like, they asked me the question. What am I supposed to do right now? And that's, people answer the questions that are asked of them. So before I ask this, I'm going to say to you, look, we have thousands and thousands of students, guys, okay? Not once has a consumer ever said, oh, I'm not going to answer that question. Because people answer questions. You know, if I wanted to know what was coming a mile down the road, would I ask a turtle or a giraffe? Giraffe? You talk to an animal? Literally just told you I was going to do it. Gave a whole intro about it. And then I asked a ridiculous question. And I got people in the room. Giraffe! Giraffe! You have a phone. You have everything you need to know where everything is. And you would talk to a giraffe? You would assume the giraffe is English. Like they're speaking English? Like what? I told you I was going to do it to you. And then you... Why? Because people answer the questions that are asked of them. It's that simple. So when you say, Mr. and Mrs. Saylor, on a scale of 1 to 10, what are 2 or 3 things that need to be a 10 or for you to feel comfortable making the right decision to hire before I leave here today? What do? They answer. And when they answer you, 2 things just happened. Number 1, they told you the 2 or 3 things that matter. And they said, all that other crap you're going to cover, all that ego crap, all that, I don't care. Don't care. This is what matters to me. Now you can throw all that out and go all in on what actually matters to them. What was the other agreement that they made? That if those 2 or 3 things were a 10, they were going to feel comfortable making the right decision to hire you before you left that house. We just agreed. Didn't they just say yes? These are the things. So if those 2 or 3 things are a 10, what's going to happen now? At the end when I'm done, it's a very simple close. So, Mr. Smith, at the beginning you said these 2 or 3 things. Were those things a 10? If they say yes, we already closed. Awesome. Do you want to sign it and have it on tonight? Do you want to sign it and have it on Monday? Like what? There's no reclose. We already closed. Does that make sense? Yeah. And if they say no, guess what? You're not getting the listing. I can give you all sorts of overcomers and objections and all this kind of stuff. Whatever they're telling you the reason is those things weren't a 10, they're not being honest. You just need to go back and get better. It's like I get the fortune of being, my kids is, I'm the cool dad, like their friends like talking to me. And recently one of my kids' friends got broken up with. Okay, so he came to me. Let's just call him Will, okay, because mainly that's his name. We'll call him Will. Is this going out publicly? There is a camera there. Sorry, Will. So he starts telling me, all these excuses, why she said she broke up, why she did, why, whatever. And I'm like, Will, nah, none of that. She's just trying to make you feel better. It's not because she's in the middle of soccer season. She doesn't have time. Will, she has a new boyfriend already. It's been 2 days. Soccer's still going on. Doesn't look like that held up. See what I'm saying? So at the same time, we have to understand that if at that point they still say no to us, we need to go back and we need to get better. We need to get better. We need to understand, like, okay, something about this didn't connect. Something about this wasn't a 10 because that was the agreement to begin with. So rather than take those excuses and, again, be a victim, go get better. Because there are people who would win in that situation. The only question is whether it's going to be you moving forward. Does that make sense? So the quality of our questions determines the quality of the answers that we ask. I'm not going to go into all of these, but what do you do when you get to the end and someone goes, well, I really like you, but, I know agents who will do this for less. Because that's coming, guys. What do you say? Well, how much less? Guys, without skipping a beat, you got to just really confidently look right at them and go, well, I know agents who will do it for more. So it sounds like we're right where we need to be, right in the middle. If we're just looking for people, well, I found my own little group. I know agents who will do it for less. Well, I know ones who will do it for more. So it sounds like we're right where we need to be, right in the middle. That's a pro, guys. Pro. Well, so-and-so said they do it for blank percent. Two-parter. I'm going to invite the awkward moment here. And I'm going to go, well, at least so-and-so knows what they're worth. And then I'm going to look right at them. Say, but I know what I'm worth. I know what your home is worth. And lucky for you, I'm going to fight for its value the same way I fight for my own. That's a tie-down, man. That's exactly right. I just tied my value to the value of their home. If you want to devalue me, we got to devalue your home. Well, so-and-so said they do it for blank percent. You say, well, hey, at least so-and-so knows what they're worth. And then smile. And they go, but I know what I'm worth, and I know what your home is worth. And lucky for you, I'm going to fight for its value the same way I fight for my own. Does that make sense? And now they're like, crap, nobody said that. Everything you do is a demonstration of what they can expect when they make the right decision to move forward with you. I can't stress this enough to you guys. We are in a sea full of amateurs right now. It's amateur hour in our industry. And that's what everybody's focusing on right now is amateurs, amateurs. Oh, look what this one did. Look what this one said. Look what this one. But that is an opportunity for real pros to step up and realize that, hey, we got this. Like this, when everyone else is worried, this is when we take ground. This is when we don't take second and third place. It is easier right now to stand out than ever before. But not when you live in that sea of sameness. You're just doing what everybody else is doing. You're just trying to make a living. You're just trying to... Do you know how many people are real estate coaches? Okay, everyone who can't sell houses is a real estate coach. Let's just be honest for a second. Am I wrong? It's the newest thing now. well, I suck at this. And then everyone locally is like, you're a coach now? Like but they got some video. Everyone who can't sell is a real estate coach. True? No? So everybody's a realtor now. Everybody's a realtor. What did we say in the beginning? Get your license. Bigger boobs, nicer car, better spout. I got my license. It comes with it all. No. Just because somebody calls themselves something doesn't mean that that's what they are, right? Our actions dictate whether we separate from them or whether we're the same as them. Does that make sense? Make sense? Guys, I'm going to close here with you guys. You guys want some free stuff? Let me go through all these slides I didn't use. Okay, there we go. Good thing we sent them in early. It's this funny thing, guys, like everywhere you go, they're like, send the slides. And I'm like, I don't know what I'm going to talk about. I'm not sure, but send them. I guess we'll just... guys, if you want free stuff, I'm going to give you all sorts of like verbiages to use, all sorts of dialogues. I'm going to send you guys templates you can use for like creating listings. I'm going to send you videos and all that kind of stuff. All you need to do is send an email. Do you guys see that email right there? You don't even need to put just yes@jaredjamestoday.com. Send an email, yes@jaredjamestoday.com. Doesn't matter what the subject is. You're going to get an immediate response. I don't even know what's in that email, if I'm being honest with you. I'm sure it's something great. My team put it together, but that is not the one you're looking for. Within 24 hours, you're going to get an email that says, here's the free training Jared offered you. Here's all the stuff. Did I see a question?
Yeah, I was just going to ask you, so when a seller says, oh, I need to sleep on it, or, oh,
we got to think about it. We got to...
I have to interview 3 people, and, just read it. So do you think that's really like we didn't connect?
Correct. Correct. So she said, what about when they say I need to think about it? What about when they say I need to, whatever? So a couple things. Number one, we need to talk to 3 people is supposed to be dealt with the original question. That's why you're doing that up front. Number two, when someone says I need to think about it. So there are some objections where someone says, well, I need to pray about it. What do you say? Well, let's all bow our heads. It's... But when someone says something like, hey, I need to think about it, right? Now, let's understand something before I say this to you. There are some objections you're never going to overcome. Like, they are going to do what they're going to do, and that's just what it is. And the truth is, they're not impressed with you right now, and they're just giving you, words to move on. And you got to understand that. But everything I do is a demonstration, right? Like I said this over and over and over. Someone says, I want to think about it. Say, Mr. Ms. Sal, that makes complete sense to me. In my experience, when someone says that they want to think about it, it's because they want more information, okay? I am the best source of information that you have on planet Earth right now. So are there any other questions that you want to ask me while I'm still here so you can make the best decision for you and your family? Okay? I'm going to extend the conversation. That's what I'm going to do. Most likely when they have a comeback like that, I'm not closing them at that moment. They're not ready to be closed. That's what they're telling you, not ready to be closed. If you push too hard on someone not ready to be closed, over. Over. Because now you're going to go from they're curious, whatever, to you're a scumbag, you're a typical salesperson, get away from me. So you need to be smart. But what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to extend the conversation, because the longer a conversation goes, the better they start feeling about you. And again, everything you do is a demonstration of what they can expect when they make the right decision to hire you. So when they give you that blockade that every other person has gone, okay, and you go, hey, you want to think about it, it makes sense, it's a big decision. In my experience, when people want to think about it, it's because they want to gather more information, okay? I'm the best source of information you have on the planet right now. Are there any other questions you want to ask while I'm still here so you make the best decision for you and your family? And now there's these little things going off in their head going like, damn, like wait a second now. You guys see what I'm saying? Okay? That is a pro.